breaking news right now, and that might come as a point for the common man to really cheer, because at least 2 rupees have now been slashed after the price hike in petrol. Remember, there was a 7.5 rupees price hike in petrol. Now the government has finally relented after so much protest from the people on the streets. Also the opposition targeting the government on that. Finally, the price has been slashed by 2 rupees. That's the latest that's coming in. The prices, the new ones, will be effective from midnight. In fact, these are price cuts that have now been accepted by the oil PSUs. Earlier on, they had constantly been harping about the fact that they have been bleeding and they wanted the prices of petrol to go up, something that does not directly impact inflation, because remember, diesel is something that directly impacts price rise, and therefore they left diesel aside but hiked the prices of petrol. Mayur, our correspondent, now joins us with more details. Mayur, some relief at least for the common man, but is that really enough?
In fact, the 2 rupee relief that we are talking about is also on the higher side, because there's no rollback. We must understand that technically there's no rollback. Technically, petrol prices in India should change on the 1st and 15th of every month, because these are the 2 dates when the petrol, when all the oil companies do their fortnightly review. So this time around, this cut was also decided as of yesterday itself. There was a scope for a cut of about 2 rupees, considering the fact that there has been marginal fall in the global crude basket. So that fall has given the government scope to, in fact the oil marketing company, scope to cut prices by about 1.5 rupees. So a 2 rupees cut is 50% on the higher side from the scope that they generated as part of the fall in the global crude prices. So there was room for this cut to be there. It's a routine cut. The oil marketing companies are saying that they decided it as part of their fortnightly meeting yesterday itself. So just that the implementation and the actual announcement took time, because the petrol companies wanted to maximize the revenue of a lower crude and a higher price for at least one more day. So because of these factors, this is now the announcement is coming at this point in time. The OMCs are categorically saying that the cut is purely an objective business decision and has not got to do anything with the protests. And in fact, politically also, had the rollback happened on 31st or 30th, it would have been called a rollback. But a price cut coming on 1st or 2nd of this month technically means that it's a normal review and not a rollback per se.
Alright, Mayur, you said that global crude oil prices have come down and therefore the oil PSUs had a scope to maneuver, and this is purely a commercial decision to bring down those 2 rupees. But does that then mean that if there is fluctuation in the global crude oil market, that rates might go back to where they were?
Absolutely. In fact, the market analysts are saying that going forward the crude prices will only come down. So the sense that we are picking up from the oil marketing companies is that in the next review, which is now due on the 16th of this month, there could be another 1.5 rupee cut. So that will effectively mean that in a span of 20 odd days, the price would have been cut by 2, and the increased price would have been cut by about 3.5 rupees. So 50% of the increase would have been rolled back by the mid of this month, considering the fact that, of course, the position that the speculative positions that OMCs have hedged, that remain intact. So, with the trends that are coming in right now, it can be largely expected that there will be another scope for a price cut in the next fortnightly review, Mahan.
But these are clearly being determined by the global crude oil prices. As Mayur points out, there, our senior editor Javed Ansari is also with us. Javed, with this being a very commercial sort of a decision and not being determined, as Mayur pointed out there, by the protests, but some sort of relief also perhaps for the government coming from the global crude oil market, considering that, as Mayur points out there, after another 15 days, the prices might be slashed by 3.5 rupees in total.
Maha, I'm not so sure if this has happened without a nod and a wink from the government. The government was extremely concerned, the political leadership of the country, given the popular resentment against these increases, and so they have played.
Javed, I'll have to interrupt you there for a bit. Nirmala Sitharaman is speaking. Let's listen into her. Alright, Nirmala Sitharaman is with us on the phone line. Prices of petrol have been reduced by 2 rupees. What would you say to that? Do you feel that the protest by the BJP has finally done that?
Sorry, do you think the BJP what?
Do you feel that the protest by the opposition, by the left, has finally made the government, or rather the oil PSUs do that?
Certainly, the anger of the people which poured out on that day, 31st May, in response to the call by the NDA and also some left parties separately, was obviously understood by the government, but not really fully. They've not really got the pulse of the people even as yet. And even now, if there is a foil being put on this whole thing, that it is in response to the change in the international prices, it is not correct. I'll just put a fact in front of you, and that will explain a whole lot of things.